Welcome to Daily Dose. My name's Robert. That's
Hey,
Susan.
I'm Susan.
Yay. How are you, Susan? What's today like for you?
Whoa, today is all about the water. It's nice and quiet out there. We're gonna go out in the water.
That's right. So, quick refresher, those who haven't been following along, Susan's in Molokai. She's going out in the waters.
This is a ocean here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. The salt water doing its thing. And
Yeah,
the
yeah,
lovely photograph by your husband there on the wall, demonstrating some of your life in water.
yeah.
Um, Water's a big deal for you, and the life beneath it is a big deal for you.
And you know what? I'm on screen with you and a bunch of people with improv all the time, doing improv and people with Parkinson. I always have water with me. I don't see people drinking, other than you, maybe.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's such
I
an
think.
important. It's so important.
Well, my water thing, personal love of it from the time I was a kid, wanted to be a dolphin, bodyboarding, scuba diving, all that. And then to the matter of consuming it, when I lived in Las Vegas, it went from a more of a passive, yeah, I'll drink water when I can, to no, this is life. I didn't go anywhere without a water bottle, and I still do that. I care. I mean, I live, of course, in the Bay Area now, which is not nearly as dry of a climate, but I take water with me everywhere I go.
I don't think any of us get enough water every day. We're just breathing and moving. I think we use it up.
Yeah, that would be the general feel and appeal of water and what is medically true to us. But and I should say there's something philosophically to that too. Water is a flow state, right? It's a flow sense of being, and I wonder if people talk about different signs and such like that. But are you attracted to water because at all of its state of being, that you try to be like the water, as it were?
Well, I feel at home in it with that fluidity. Now, if there's a crazy current, it's another story that sort of push the anxiety up a little bit. But even that, I've gotten used to better at managing.
I completely get what you're saying, and it's exhilarating on the one hand, because the ocean is a very, I mean, number one, it's what, 75% of our world, but it's dynamic and different no matter where you go, and the conditions can change just like that. And I think about the number of times I've been out in the water bodyboarding, because waves are such a big deal to me, and spiritually, as we heard the other day, Kuila offering that very nice metaphor. Um, there is tremendous power and excitement, and truthfully, there's life or death stakes because of the nature of that power. And I think back on one of the times I was out in the ocean, and Giuseppe wasn't a real big guy. We'd gone to San Diego for one of his Boy Scout things. And I said, "Hey, Daddy's going to paddle out." He was with some friends on the beach, and the parents. I said, "Hey, I'll be out there." And it wasn't until I got out in the water, and these are decent sized waves, and it was kind of that, oh crap, because yes, I bodyboarded a lot years earlier, but I'm not really in the same shape right now. And there's that question you get out there of, did I finally go too far? And I'm looking back and seeing my son in the distance looking at me, and he told me later on, he said, "You went out way farther than I thought you were going to. I did not like that." And it's that perspective, right? There's power, there's what we believe, then there's what other people see when they see us doing things.
Yeah, there's what really can happen in capacity, and
Yeah.
uh, so I mean, but you don't ever know, until you test that edge. S-
Yeah, looking
Yeah,
over
yeah,
the moment of looking over the cliff, or looking at the broad ocean, or the oncoming storm, and that moment of, oh no, is this it? Uh,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
that's the humbling part of nature, I think.
Yes,
And
and I think when you can relax into it, the same as with some of these, more intense moments with Parkinson's symptoms, the more you fight it, or the more you fight anything, the harder life is. Not that it's, I mean, it's easier said than done for me to say relax into it. But
there's something that came up that really dovetails nicely, and I think I've talked to you about it before: acceptance and commitment therapy. This is actually a build out of cognitive behavior by a guy named Stephen Hayes, and it talks about those things exactly. and it's very much it's one of those things where I'm like, he's talking about improv, but he doesn't realize it, right? Um, and the hero's journey within that too. They really flow into those things about accepting our circumstance, which again we're so reticent to do because we just rather not face those uncomfortable changes. And one of the things he talks about that I liked was instead of seeing those and just trying to pick and choose just the best as if life were just the best, it's saying, no, life is sometimes the worst too. And as we say, lean into those things, let them be what they're going to be, recognizing your powerlessness in some situations, and then control the things you can, right?
And I know in our games that you'll say, and watch what happens. It, we don't know. It might be a calamity, but it also might be a learning opportunity that's just the that you just flow with it and don't
And
fight it.
and we come back to our safe space and say, what happened, right? We always
Well, we
reset.
do. We do. Yeah, we do. We do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe the other thing about this water is how much of a human body is water. I don't know.
It reflects the
70
ocean. I think it's about the same. I think
Yeah,
that's where we are, similarly staged to the environment we live in, right? And
it's
by the
super
way,
incidental, right? We
yeah,
can't brush that off.
yeah, no, that's a good thing we'll leave that as our Zen moment. We're over time, but it was wonderful flowing with you, my friend.
Good morning. Thank you.